Hi everyone, my name is Choi from Iowa State University. I conducted a study titled Bibliometric Review of Korean Pop Culture Tourism with Dr. Sojung Lee. I'm so glad to introduce our research. Then let's take a closer look at the new heritage, the Korean Wave together. Please look at these pictures. Where do you think the places in the picture are? If you ask this question to Koreans, they will all say the place in the pictures is Korea because these two convenience stores are Korean brands that can be easily seen in Korea. However, these photos were taken at Kuala Lumpur Airport. Why did Korean convenience stores enter airports in Malaysia? The answer lies in the new cultural heritage, the Korean Wave. Then, what is the Korean Wave? Korean Wave refers to the popularity of pop culture products in South Korea. This Korean wave can be divided into several eras based on media, content, and diffusion area. In today's Korean wave era, Korean wave content is not limited to K-dramas and K-pop, but has expanded to food, fashion, beauty, and even lifestyle. Also, in the early days, Korean wave was limited to Asia, but today it has become a phenomenon that affects the all over the world. Therefore, due to this Korean wave phenomenon, we can easily encounter Korean brand shops outside of Korea, and we can often see people filming K-pop cover videos on the street. Then, why Korean wave is important in the tourism industry? This global popularity of Korean wave is attracting many tourists to the Korea. Korean tourism organizations defines Korean wave tourists who prefer Korean culture and whose preference for Korean culture influenced Korean tourism decisions. As the impact of Korean wave tourism is recognized, many scholars conducted studies on the impact of the Korean wave on tourist decision-making process and destinations, and so the amount of studies are increasing now. Therefore, this study aims to evaluate the current state of knowledge regarding Korean wave tourism. To be specific, the primary objectives the current studies are first, exploring the intellectual structure of a domain in Korean wave tourism literature. Second, identifying research clusters. Finally, discovering trend topics in the research field of Korean wave tourism. Based on the results, this study provides a state-of-the-art understanding of the current status and evolution of Korean wave tourism and suggests potential research areas for future research. For our research goals, bibliometric analysis was complete. The volume of publications is increasing rapidly, and it has become difficult to track every publication using the classic review method. But bibliometric analysis, which utilizes mathematical and statistical methods to examine relevant literature, is a practical method for exploring and analyzing large numbers of scientific data. For this reason, bibliometric analysis has emerged as a valuable tool across different scientific disciplines with the development of scientific databases as well as software. To achieve our research goals, we followed these research steps. In step two, data was collected and screened. This research extracted data from the Korean Citation Index. Social scientists frequently publish their work in their local languages rather than in English. That is, in Korea, the origin of the Korean wave, it is highly likely that researchers were more interested in Korean wave tourism and conducted a vast amount of research on it. Therefore, this study utilized KCI to identify the state of Korean wave tourism research. Next, to collect papers, keywords are selected. Since using the appropriate keyword is fundamental to conducting an effective research, the keywords were carefully extracted through the literature review. Our papers collected from this procedure were thoroughly reviewed, and irrelevant papers were eliminated. Finally, 161 papers were selected for analysis and analyzed by using the VUS Viewer software. Results show that a total of 161 papers were published from 2004 to mid-2023. This figure represents the number of Korean wave tourism research each year. These research results indicate that Korean wave tourism research is at an early stage with regard to the first published year and a small number of annual publications. However, there exists one significant growth point in 2014 and the number of papers peaked in 2016. However, the number of papers decreased from 2017 to 2019. Interestingly, this tendency of decline rebounded noticeably in 2020. Next, this figure presents the methodologies used in Korean wave tourism research. This demonstrates that 91% of papers adopted empirical methodologies, while only 9% of papers were conceptual. Within the research that used empirical approaches, quantitative methodologies are the most frequently applied, followed by qualitative approach and mixed method, which are employed in 7% of papers. Next, to analyze and visualize the relationships between keywords, the keyword co-occurrence network analysis was conducted. This figure, which consists of 5 clusters and 25 keywords, illustrates the connection of these keywords by considering a threshold correlation degree using the VUS viewer. First of all, cluster 1, which is led by behavior intention, consists of involvement, tourism product, preference, celebrity, fandom, and word of mouth. This clusters keywords related to the impact of celebrity or fandom involvement on behavior intention. Second, cluster 2 contains the keywords image, K-pop, Vietnam, K-drama, and market segment. In particular, Korean wave research was included this cluster related to images made by K-pop and K-drama, considering a specific market segment. Next, K content is the highest number of keywords in cluster 3, followed by attitude, medical tourism, value, credibility, and subcore. This cluster includes studies about attitude toward K content on medical tourism credibility. Cluster 4 depicts studies related to the experience of K-food. It also includes studies based on the theory of planned behavior. Finally, Cluster 5 is about the structural relationships among tourist motivation, attributes, and satisfaction. This cluster studies tended to be conducted in the Chinese context. Next, this figure shows the distribution of keywords based on the average publication year of the papers. Keywords that are represented in blue color indicate earlier appearance, while yellow and red colored keywords illustrate later appearance. This analysis enables us to identify dominant keywords at the beginning of the study and hot topics that hold high potential. What's noteworthy here is the appearance of celebrity and fandom is the latest. In other words, these research indicates that they hold high potential as research fields. Interestingly, the result also illustrates that K-drama, which weathered the Korean wave, is still a hot topic. For summer, using the bibliometric indicators, current research reveals the 5 clusters of keywords. This result provides the intellectual structure of a domain in Korean wave tourism literature. Next, using network analysis, this study identifies research topics that need to be further developed and topics that are no longer important. These findings provide valuable insights to future researchers. Based on the findings, they need to conduct research about fandom, celebrity, and K-drama and need to find a breakthrough in stagnant research subjects such as K-food and K-pop. Moreover, this study reveals the potential of KCI as a bibliometric database. Most existing studies have been conducted research using Web of Science and Scopus as databases. Considering that social science researchers prioritize local-based topics and often publish their research in local journals, KCI is a significant database for a concept that originated in Korea, such as Korean wave. Despite these contributions, this study has several limitations, providing opportunities for future research. First, these days, as the influence of the Korean wave grows, research related to Korean wave is also increasing overseas. So, to provide significant insights into Korean wave tourism research, future research can compare the current study's research with papers published in the overseas journal. Second, the current study could not identify the keyword social media influencer, which is considered an effective marketing strategy in the tourism research context. Also, there is no clear discussion on whether to include influencers in the concept of the Korean wave. Therefore, future research should discuss this concept and broaden the scope of Korean wave research. I hope this research has provided many insights into the Korean wave. Thank you.